Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. It's our NFL betting edition. And Chip Chirimbus, as always, is with me from chipwins.com. Chip, week 18 of the NFL regular season, the final week of regular season action. Boy, oh boy, football season always seems to fly by. This season, no differently. But a lot of confusing situations for us to unwrap when handicapping these games this week.
Well, in the AFC particularly, where you could have a team that got one of the top seeds, or they can be one of the final seeds, and you have teams like we have the Raiders and the Chargers fighting it out for a spot. Some of these teams are in a position where if they win, they drastically or dramatically improve their position, and if they don't, they can be in trouble. Tennessee is one of them. We know what happened. Cincinnati finally qualified. But Indianapolis is in a position where they have to win. So it's going to be interesting coming this week. And I'm coming off a perfect 3-0 Sunday and hitting our best bet once again. Big time winner in NFL action. So really pleased what's going on out there right now, Ross. We stubbed our toe that one week, that Christmas week, and then bounced back with some pretty strong winners this past weekend.
Well, if Indianapolis doesn't beat Jacksonville, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Right.
You're
right.
So, in who's the other one? Tennessee. If you got to think that they're going to have some retribution against Houston, because remember they lost to Houston at home.
Yeah.
So to hang on to that number one seed, again, if they blow the number one seed by losing to Houston twice in 1 year, they don't deserve to be on top. I'm still not convinced with Tennessee. I took some flack because I went against them last week. But you know what? Talking about this, let's. You brought up a point on our NBA show about Kyrie Irving being back in the picture, okay?
Right.
And how even though he's only playing road games, and he's participating in practice now, that it gives extra juice to the Nets.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry returned to practice this week. He's not going to, they said it's highly doubtful he's going to play on Sunday, but he's almost a sure go on for the playoffs, especially with that. If they get the number one seed, they're going to get a bye week. So how much extra juice does that give Tennessee going into this week, even though he's not going to play, knowing if they lock up the number one seed and they get the week off, the bye week, he's going to be almost 100% a go, barring a setback.
You're talking about 3 weeks from now. So, how much more healing what can he do? I mean, he's a bull. We see how strong he is. Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't want to tackle him either.
Oh, they're definitely in that. And I was reading an article, because locally I'm here in Western New York, and the Bills were talking about the struggles they've had with Derrick Henry the last couple of times. And Jordan Poyer, their tremendous safety, he said it best. He says, you got to get this guy before he gets going.
Yeah.
If he gets by the first line of defense, good luck trying to tackle him. He's just a man, a huge man. Anyway, the college football playoff championship on Saturday. I know it's or Monday.
On Monday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know it's our NFL betting edition, but just some thoughts. Chip, a rematch of the SEC championship game. We saw both Georgia and Alabama just physically dominate Cincinnati, and Georgia beat Michigan, which, I wasn't surprised by either result more than I was the physicality in the trenches that both teams, meaning both SEC teams, they just totally dominated two teams that are known for their physicality in Cincinnati and Michigan. So I guess the SEC, Chip, is that good.
They were thought to be number one and number two the entire season, and they really panned out that way. They proved it. I'm coming off having Georgia as a game of the year winner, and Ross, I have 8 college games this year that I deemed and called games of the year, maybe in the SEC or the Big Ten or the ACC, and I'm 8-0 with those games. And this championship game is going to make me 9-0. I love my side here. This is the single strongest play of the season in my mind, and I'm going to be using it big time on Monday between Alabama and Georgia. I got the winner, folks. So you can go to chipwins.com and get it there.
So do I. And guess what? I think we're on the same side. So I'm not going to elaborate any further. I could tell you that I'm 35-26. The last 61 in college football, cooled off a little bit after that really torrid stretch, but that's still 58% over my last 61 picks in college football this season. You can make a lot of money going 58%, regardless of what some people may say. And I'll have a 10-star top play on the Georgia-Alabama game on Monday. You can find that at rbwins.com. You can get chips, same play, at chipwins.com. Just a matter of who what your taste are. Right? I don't, if you want to go to Chip, that's fine with me. I won't be pissed at all. Anyway, Chipper,
Yes.
you have a free pick in the NFL on Sunday, as I understand.
I got a free blowout winner. Now,
All right.
I gave you one blowout game in the college season, and they scored 59 points, crushing Purdue. Ohio State crushing Purdue. No contest. This is the same thing here, and you're going to love it because it's happening in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
I mean, I am taking the Buffalo Bills to absolutely destroy this hapless Jet team who's so despondent after losing.
You see me smiling?
After the way they lost to Tampa Bay, coach pulling the bonehead call with 2 minutes to go, refusing to take a 7-point lead. I don't know what these guys are doing now. They're too smart for me, but this team is in the doldrums. They're allowing 29.8 points a game, worse than the league. They're allowing 396 yards a game, worse than the league. And guess what? Your Bills are only allowing 286 yards defensively, number 1 in the league. So you got a major contrast there. Bills are second in allowing points at 17.4. Wilson hasn't thrown an interception in the last 4 starts. Guess what? He is in trouble here. I'm telling you right now. This guy, and they just don't play on the road at all. The Jets, listen to this. 16-34-4 in their last 54 games, and 5 of the last 16 have been covers for them. They're just terrible on the road. They've been terrible. There's no reason to think anything's going to change. And Buffalo I got so many. I'm so excited about this game because I told you early in the week that I'm taking the Bills. I'm taking the Bills. And they're 45-17 at New Jersey. I didn't say New York, They're at New Jersey. They're down there against the points. They're 7-1-2 against teams with losing records. Buffalo is, and the Jets are one of those teams. They're 6-1-1 after a point spread loss. Buffalo romps here. I'm telling you, the Bills are going to stampede the Jets.
Just a personal joke between us. Anyway, the game is in Buffalo, by the way, and I don't know. What did you say about the Bills were 45-17 in Jersey?
There was a number. It was a number. When I saw it, I thought it was at New Jersey. Maybe it's just against
the number. Overall. Yeah, overall, because
I put it in the column where I thought it was at New York, but when I started thinking about that number, that's an awful large sample to be in.
Yeah, I mean that's going back 60 years. You were.
Well, I remember that.
Yeah, you were only 15 years old then. Anyway, I'm going to stay within the same division. The New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. 4:25 p.m. kickoff. Like the Jets in Buffalo, both games were moved to 4:25. If Buffalo wins, they're the AFC East champion. If by chance the Jets pull an outrageous upset, the suicide watch will be high here in Western New York, number one.
It's not going to happen.
And number 2, if New England wins and Buffalo loses, New England wins the AFC East. Here's the way I'm looking at it. Buffalo, I agree with Chip. I mean, they have no excuses on Sunday. And I think that Bill Belichick will be scoreboard watching. And if Buffalo has a comfortable lead at the half, I do think that New England will rest some players in the second half. And try to avoid injury. There's a distinct possibility New England will be playing Buffalo in the first round. So that's something very interesting to keep an eye on. Miami was eliminated last week, Chip. They got crushed by Tennessee 34-3, much to my chagrin. But one thing I've learned since Brian Flores has become the head coach at Miami, just when you think the Dolphins are down and out, they just don't quit on this guy.
Nope.
Let me refresh your memory. Year 1, 2019, they started 0-7 and they got annihilated in the first 4 games. But they finished the year 5-4. They did not quit on their coach. Last year, pretty good year. They lost their regular season finale to the Bills after they, now they ended up 10-6, but they started the year 1-3. See where I'm going with this?
Yes,
This year they start 1-7 and they win 7 in a row and put themselves, actually, they went into last week holding down the number 7 seed in the AFC until they lost. So, and now everybody will say, well, they're going to be down and out because they got eliminated last week. Not so fast, my friends, because they just don't quit on this coach. And this guy has been a moneymaker ever since he's been in Miami. I have the stat here somewhere.
For us, that New England always struggles down here anyway. This is one place where the Dolphins seem to be able to play every year, is at home against New England.
Since starting 0-4 straight up in ATS in his first year with Miami, Brian Flores is 28-16 against the spread, including 6-2 against the spread in the last 8. So they've been a moneymaker, and now you're catching 6.5 or 7 points at home. I just don't see Miami laying down, Chip. You know, I don't.
And they have to have some confidence, Ross. They already beat this team.
Oh yeah, 17-16.
You know, and most people thought that was an anomaly, as it was at the time. But you know, I think you're right. I think they have a taste of victory in their mouth. I think they want to close the season on a positive note.
Absolutely.
We could end up 9-8 with a win here. And I think that's big.
And that would be 2 years in a row with a winning record. I know they missed the playoffs both year, but something they could build on. You know what I mean? And also, you know, they gave up 34 points last week, but they only gave up, I believe, 311 yards of total offense. As a matter of fact, over the last 5 games, the Dolphins defense, they're allowing 16 points per game and 229.6 yards per game.
Well,
when you play defense, go ahead.
I'm sorry. You know what happened? Turnover Tua showed up. What happened there?
Yeah.
I mean, and foul weather really, and they're really now all of a sudden down here, they're really concerned about their future with him. They were fine up until this fine, you know, and he can run an offense, his arm, blah, blah, blah. Now all of a sudden they're not so sure. So
well, an ongoing situation at quarterback there for Miami. I think the kid is progressing just fine. He's had some bad moments, but he's not exactly surrounded with a plethora of offensive talent either, Chip. I mean, you know, so plethora, you like that word, huh? Speaking of plethora, I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins with the plethora of points, +7 against the New England Patriots. And again, Chip Chirimbus, you have?
Oh, I guess I'm going to have the Buffalo Bills to stomp the Jets. The Jets are going to be grounded here. They got 4 flat tires. They got a fire in one of their engines. This team is going nowhere. I mean, this is a halftime. It's over. I'm telling you something. If you're up 17 at the half, bet the second half because they're going to win the second half by 17 as well.
So Buffalo -16 over the Jets, and Ross Benjamin likes Miami +7 against the New England Patriots. Chipper, where could they find you? How you been doing in the NFL of late?
The NFL's great. We just swept the board last Sunday, went a perfect 3-0. We had our best bet winner, of course, and our mega bucks are back rolling again. And we have a plethora of selections on Sunday, but we're going to single out our single best, of course. You know, that is the 8 play. That is our mega buck winner. You can get it at chipwins.com, chipwins.com.
16-10 over the last 7 NFL Sundays, folks. There's 14 of the 16 games are on Sunday. I'm going to have a game on Saturday for you as well, plus a 10-star top play on Sunday in the NFL. And I don't think I'll have quite the volume as I've had in prior weeks. I'm not going to have any 6-7 plays because there's too much uncertainty going on. 4 games with double-digit favorites. 14 of the 32 teams are eliminated. And, you know, just because a team's eliminated and they're playing somebody fighting for a playoff spot or somebody who's already into playoffs and fighting for a better seeding doesn't mean the team who needs a game more is going to cover because the line is adjusted accordingly. And the sports books and the odds makers really prey on your short memory and public perception. So be careful there. Okay. Until the next time, for Chip Chirimbus and Ross Benjamin, we'd like to wish each and every one of you all the very best. Good luck and God bless, folks.